Doing real good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great.
Awesome, brother. I'm gonna show you the results from your campaign that we recently had with you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
You got it. Yeah, let's get this show on the road. So I have my team create these reports for us, so
Okay.
we could see everything. I'll blow it up for you a little bit. Um, and this is a breakdown of your campaign and how things are going.
Uh-huh.
This one was our tax delinquent and our pre-foreclosure list.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We've done 250 dials. All right, but only 14 people picked up, so
Right.
not the most, and then zero became a lead.
Right.
So working on that right now. There are two other campaigns though, just so you know.
Okay.
Um, here's another one. This one was tax delinquent as well, and we did 223 dials. 13 people picked up. Now, one of those did become a lead, so
Right.
that's and those are better stats. And then
Right.
the final one, which is oh wow, look at these. And then the final one is this was our absentee list. We did 224 dials,
Okay.
23 picked up, and then one became a lead.
Okay.
And which is also great. I always say if we can get one lead on
Right.
250 dials or less, we're
Right.
doing an amazing job,
Right.
you know. Now, the other thing is your text messaging did really good.
Right.
You got 7 leads from our text messaging campaign that we did for you.
Right.
That's awesome. So you got a total of 9 leads from this campaign.
Right. Right. The that Florida one, you said that's a pre-foreclosure?
Yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, so the Florida one was tax delinquent. Was tax delinquent.
Okay. Okay, because I just spoke to the lady this morning and she's had that hearing, so it was kind of very challenging having
Okay.
to talk to her. But she was just insisting someone to come down and talk to her.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find somebody local that might be able to go and do a face-to-face with her.
Gotcha.
Right.
Do you want me to make a post on Facebook um, for you and see if I can find someone to go out there and do that?
Hey, Nick, that would be great. I didn't know you can do that too.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Even the one in
Yeah.
Tennessee is the problem I'm having. The guy just said, you guys should already know the cost. I want to sell, but give me an offer or just come and see the house. Oh, geez, I didn't know you can do that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got your back. I mean, we'll see what happens, you know. And
Right.
are we Facebook friends yet, Jenkins?
No, no, no. I'm gonna have to go there. I will jump in there real quick and go get that done.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make this post now, and
Okay.
then when I see you add me as a friend,
Uh-huh.
I'll tag you in the post.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. I'll do that. I'll do that ASAP. Uh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think this will be great. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put in our chat a link to find me on Facebook easier, okay?
Okay.
So that should be easier for you. And then you just add me and I'll add you. I already made the post for Florida, for Pensacola, Florida, and Tennessee. Where in Tennessee is it?
In Franklin.
Franklin?
Yeah.
Got it.
Honestly, I didn't quite know Franklin very well. Those are $1 million house areas, and my buy box are not within that range. So that's one of the things. That's one reason why I sent that email yesterday. If I can change it, because my buyers are usually between the 400K and below.
Got
And
it.
this one property that came up is it's about $1.1 million.
Wow.
So, I mean, that could be a challenge for me to find a buyer. So I just don't want to play in a place where I won't have any closure. I like a place where I can go. The ones that will
Yeah.
give me high turnover is where I'm after,
Yeah.
you know.
And then where's this with the 1.1 million?
It's in Franklin,
Franklin, that's the one.
right? That's
Gotcha.
Franklin in Tennessee.
And then is that a retail value or is that a distressed value?
Well, that's the retail value. And one thing about that property was it was hard to find. I couldn't find it on Zillow, couldn't find it on Realtor.com, even Redfin.
Really?
So that's the one reason why I needed some boots on the ground to see if they can go take a
Yeah.
look at the house for me because,
Yeah, you
and
can't even find it.
yeah, I couldn't even find that. And from the report from your guys, he was open to talk, but he was a little, one of them kind of a little irate, pissed off that you're calling me to ask about my house. You don't know, you don't have a number you want to offer me. When you go and think about how much you want to offer me, you call me back. I'm ready to talk. That's what she put in her remarks. So I said,
Yeah.
well, let me search and find out cost of property in that area. And then when I saw the prices, I'm like, holy crap. I don't know if I'm going to find a buyer within this price range. But then I had this challenge of it was a mix of some 200K, 277, 300. But what popped up immediately when I searched was $1.1 million. I'm like, oh no. But
Yeah.
I couldn't find the house. So that kind of
Yeah.
made it even tough for me. If I could have seen the house to have an idea what it looks like,
Right.
then it would have at least said, okay, I was going to call him
Yeah.
today,
Right.
right,
And I agree with you. And I tell that to all my clients. So I really like your attitude in the sense of, hey, I just got to put my eyes on it. Right. Like I don't mind if you say 1.1. I bet it's big and beautiful and
right,
stunning, right?
right,
And so it's like, but but the numbers all still have to make sense. I say the same thing instead of saying that's not a lead, because
right.
it probably is a lead. It might be a great lead,
Absolutely.
especially if it's hard to find, right?
Right.
So I really like your attitude, and I want to commend you for not just like discrediting that
No,
lead.
no.
That's what a lot of people do. They just go, that's not what I'm looking for. Let me just keep moving.
No, I know there are people within that buy box. I mean, like I'm talking to you, I've run into a few friends. They might say, oh, geez, I have a guy who will pick it up. You never know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why I don't do that. Even the ones that are really, really distressed, like some I've seen locally here, I don't just throw it away. I just look at it, what's the potential in it? The uglier it is, the better the potential. That's the way I see it,
Yeah.
you know. So, and one of the things I was coming to ask you today is, what are your experiences in terms of newbies like me? Which areas would be a good fit for wholesaling?
Yeah. So one thing that we found,
Mhm.
the best areas to invest in, and I may have chatted this with you, are places that aren't super popular, that aren't
Right,
tourist hotspots, right?
right,
Places that nobody else wants to visit. And the
right.
reason why is because there's not all this competition there, and
Right.
that's really what you're looking for, is not a market with a ton of other competition. So my suggestion would be to look up the least touristy places. I would look up the places with the least tourist visits, but the highest population. That would be a
Okay.
really interesting list, right? That means
Okay.
that there's tons of people there, and then everyone that's there is actually a local, is what that
Okay.
means, right?
Okay.
And I think that something like that would be the best place to start investing in, because you're not worried about anyone else's numbers.
That's
You
true.
know. Now the good news is what you chose. I will share with you, Jenkins. What you chose worked really well. For you to get 9 leads on $400-500,
Right.
I think that's a great sign. So
Right.
I do just want to share that I'm not really seeing a huge need to change markets. I
Okay.
just to share that with you, right? If we had 0 or 1 or even 2,
Hmm.
maybe 3, but definitely 2 leads, I would say let's make a pivot. But I
Right.
think at 9, I wouldn't pivot just yet.
Right.
But I do think it is smart to be ready to pivot.
Right.
That makes sense. Like, let's get that other market ready. So if
Right.
when we do want to make a change, we can just make it right away.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So, well, that's a good talk. That's a good talk. I appreciate that. Appreciate
My
that.
pleasure.
You know, I mean, I had the mind like I think Friday evening, and I saw the results that came. It said 0. I'm like, okay, if nothing happens, I might have to start looking at other places. Just when I said that, the text came in. And I looked at it, I was so excited because I was with some buddies who were talking about same real estate, and the lady that was there, she said, "Oh, someone just accepted my offer." I'm like, "Oh, great, congratulations!" And my phone buzz, I look at it, I'm like, "Offer from Florida." I'm like, "Wow, this is great. It's working. It's working
Yeah.
here." And then yesterday I got the text ones. I'm like, "Oh, this is great," because
Yeah.
yeah,
I
you were
love
right
that.
though. If it was 0, it would have been a different thing.
Yeah.
But at least the important thing is to have a communication back from the leads.
Yeah.
If the leads aren't talking, then it's a dead end.
Right.
But if they accept, they pick up the phone, they talk to you. The way I look at it, when I called a lead and they pick up the phone, that gives me the first step of pleasure. I just try to introduce myself, keep them happy. Some of them, I mean, you might meet some in a bad mood, but they, most of them will really talk to you in that
Yeah.
situation. So yeah, I'm glad.
Me too,
Thank,
man.
thank
Me
you.
too. Yeah. I'm glad you're having a good experience.
Right. So when we're done, I'll probably go set it up for the next campaign, and then
Okay.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Awesome,
Right.
man. And then if you need anything from me, Jenkins, you can always call my cell phone, just so
Okay.
you know too. You don't have to book these calls.
Okay.
Um, if you need me right away, just call my cell phone, and you can always get me that way, just so you know.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that you have this feature you just did for me now. That is great.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of a little getting confused. I'm like, how am I going to get this thing done? I threw it
Yeah.
another group of people, and the guy just told me, I'm a buyer. I'm not going to be able to do legwork for you. I'm like, okay, it's all right, but I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever I can get, I'm sure. I look at it as it's a win-win. I mean, you help me, I help you, we split.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And just so you know, that's my total attitude. I wanna, and while we're already on the meeting, I mean, it wasn't really that much extra work, and it
That's
might
true.
help, it
Right.
might help you a lot. So that being said, if you also ever need anything, just call and ask. You'd
Okay.
be surprised how easy it is for me to help, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Well,
All right.
thanks. Thanks. Good to
Yeah.
know that. Good to know that.
Yeah. Absolutely, brother. All right, man. Well, anything else I could answer for you today?
No, I think everything so far is going smooth, and like appreciate the openness of saying I can reach out when I want to, even though I won't bug you. I know you have a zillion other clients to talk to,
Sure.
but yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. And
Right,
then
thank you, man.
my
Right, stay blessed.
thank you,
Right,
Jenkins. I appreciate your business, and if you need anything from me, just let me know.
okay, right, bye.
Buddy.